but they're just getting blown out. I mean, they've lost 11 out of the last 12. Yesterday I was watching the game at a place I had a dinner, and I looked and I saw Athanasia scored. It was 1-0. I looked up. I saw Nashville scored, and then I looked up again. Scored again. I looked up again. It's like they scored 4 goals on 5 shots in the first 5:36 of the second period. And people say, well, some of those were deflected. No, they were bad goals. I'm sorry. Jimmy Howard should have had most of those goals. They've been outscored 52-20 in this streak.
Now, they played without Green, Daly, and DeKaiser.
Yes.
So how come you're not giving them the same free pass you just gave the Pistons?
I don't know. That's a good question. Because they've lost 11 out of 12. That's why.
That's true.
I mean, and they don't look good. Look, I'm not that pissed because I didn't think they were going to be that good anyway.
I don't know what happened. I really don't, because when Steve Yzerman got hired in June or April or May or whenever it was, in the springtime when Steve Yzerman got hired, he very quickly tamped down any expectations that any fans had. And it's almost like he gave everybody he gave all the players a bit of a free pass, saying, we all know it's going to take a long time, and so therefore it's going to take a long time. But now I think if you follow sports at all and you see teams kind of take steps forward, the story of the Red Wings last year was that they had a lot more fight in them, and they played better even though they didn't win a ton of games. And so you kind of thought that same maturation would continue. Andreas Athanasiou, what is he, a -18? Is that what you mean? He's a -18.
Yeah, he's been snake bit too. He finally scored his first goal, and he's had games where he's had multiple chances. He just can't put the biscuit in the basket. But yeah, they don't. Larkin tried to spark the team by getting in a fight last night.
Mm-hmm.
That's not exactly his game.
No, but I mean, my God,
good. I know. I like that.
They basically went down to Florida. They pooped the bed.
Yes.
And so then they come back to Detroit, and Blashill was pretty outspoken about how poorly they played and how much of a lack of an effort there was. So they go, Nashville's a good team, but still they beat Nashville earlier in the year, and they got outscored by 4 or more goals for the 3rd or 4th straight game.
Yeah.
I mean, unacceptable in every sense of the word.
That's why there's no free pass for the Red Wings, because even when hockey teams get into a losing streak, usually the game's somewhat competitive. They haven't been competitive.
So the drumbeat grows for Blashill to be fired. I mean, a lot of fans are kind of clamoring for it now. I'm getting more and more people on Twitter or email kind of asking about it. And it's one of those, I kind of feel bad for the guy. He's in a tough situation. But
eventually,
when you're one of the worst teams in the league, and everything that they've harped on for years now, power play, penalty kill,
effort level
just does not improve.
No.
And you seem to be taking a step back, not taking a step forward. It's a harder and harder notion to defend. Now, there's only one guy that matters here, and that's the general manager. And he has said nothing but positive things about Jeff Blashill. But, he went through coaches down in Tampa. It's not like he's stuck with one guy.
Right. He had Cooper for a while when they were good. But,
but he had Boucher before that. He liked Boucher, and that only lasted a couple of years. And I think Boucher was his second coach. I forget who the coach was when he got down there.
Right.
But I don't think he lasted very long.
No.
Do you think he'll survive the year?
Jeff Blashill?
Yeah.
Not the way it's going right now.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it could be imminent. Yes. Another game or two like this. I mean, how do you lead 1-0 and you get somebody off the schneid, Athanasiou scoring a goal, and then have 5 goals in a period?
And I mean, it's one of those coaching changes that sometimes you just make for the sake of changing coaches, right? I mean,
and you got somebody that's gonna easily can hand off to you.
Bilesma.
Yeah, Bilesma. So it may be imminent. I don't know. I mean, I'm not close enough to the situation to sit here and bang my fist at the table and say Blashill has to go. I mean, personally, I like him a great deal, and I think he's been dealt a bit relatively tough-handed. But at the same time, he's one of the longest tenured coaches in the NHL. If you look around the league, this is more than any other sport. Maybe more than the NBA. This is year 5.
5. Yeah, 5.
This is year 3 at the LCA.
Right.
And he coached, I think, 2 years of the Jokes. He made the playoffs that first year, lost to Tampa or Boston. Boston. Yeah. And then hasn't made the playoffs since. Weren't expected to make the playoffs since. But, I mean, when you're getting your asses kicked, for lack of a better term, on a night-in, night-out basis, and there's a total lack of enthusiasm from the fan base. I mean, we gave away Red Wing tickets yesterday, Gov, and it took us quite a while. Let me just say the fans were not exactly clamoring to find out who the random one was.
The Kyle McLaren fan club does not exist
when I said his first name's Kyle, and this update is brought to you by McLaren Health Systems, that really helped the process along. Let me just say they weren't exactly going to the internet. It's like, I got to get these tickets. I got to get my hands on these tickets.
Well,
one thing that I think never seeped in for the Red Wings over the last few years is apathy.
Right.
And that's a sign that it is.
Yeah.
Because people love going to Red Wing games. I mean, that's the difference between the Wings and the Pistons. I mean,
Right.
hockey factor.
Hockey fans have that base of 12, 13,000 season ticket holders or whatever it is.
Yeah.
They'll always be there, no matter how good or bad the team is.
Yeah, I mean, going to last night's game was like going to one of those 0-16 Lions games, where it's just like, well, why? Why bother? I mean, yeah, it's still fun to go, and it's exciting to see a hockey game in person, but...
One thing in hockey you have to avoid is that those third periods where you're basically going through the motions. Like a fourth quarter of a blowout in a football game. You're going to have those here and there.
And that's what last night was.
No, but when you have a lot of them, that's when it gets ugly. Because they're going through a 3 or 4 goal lead third period in hockey, watching it is just miserable.
I think it was Bertuzzi was quoted in the paper this morning saying, we got to get our act together because if we're out of playoff contention by Christmas, then it's going to be a long year. And it's like, you might be out of playoff condition
right
by Canadian Thanksgiving, and that was 3 weeks ago.
there's 4 teams that have 9 points.
Sweet.
Yeah, but they started 3-0.
I know.
All right, coming up, we got the 2 Grand Slam at 7:25. We will assess Bob Quinn 3.5 years into his reign as Lions general manager. And Tim Donaghy, the official who was at the center of the NBA gambling scandal back in the last decade, he's going to join us. There's a movie out featuring the story of Tim Donaghy, which is a fascinating story to be sure. That's coming up as well. But Heather has news next. What's up, Heather?
You guys, some people are taking their love and desire for Popeye's chicken sandwiches a little too seriously.
That's coming up next on 97.1 The Ticket. If you've ever thought about doing something about your hair, call Dr. Berkowitz, Dr. B. If you have thinning hair, if you have bald spots, or if you're wearing a hat all the time, Dr. Berkowitz is the one to call. He's Michigan's #1 hair restoration specialist, and quite honestly, he's one of the best in America. And he's now offering 0% financing and guaranteed results on his revolutionary hair transplant procedure. Sam Martin did it. You're familiar with Sam Martin's work, and he loved what Dr. B did for him. So if you mention the word punter when you call Dr. Berkowitz, you will get 0% financing and you'll get guaranteed results on his revolutionary hair transplant procedure. No stitches, no staples, no linear scar, and the transplanted hair is genetically programmed to grow. If you've been considering it at all, start the process today. Make the call to Dr. B, Dr. Berkowitz, 844-WANT-HAIR. That's 844-WANT-HAIR. Make sure you mention the word punter for 0% financing and guaranteed results. 844-WANT-HAIR or DRB4hair.com.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
Prepare for a bit of a delay this morning due to a crash on 94 westbound at Cadju. It's affecting the center lane. A tow truck is on the scene, but again, some stop and go traffic is possible through that area. Also look for ongoing road work on the Southfield Freeway north and southbound. The ramps to 96 Jeffries East remain closed, and there's still construction on Southfield Road north and southbound at 10 Mile, where only the right lane is open each way and no left turns are available from Southfield Road to 10 Mile. I'm Michelle Pena in the WWJ 24-hour traffic center.
When traveling from Metro Airport, it's smart to bring a book, but it's even smarter to book your parking spot online at uspark.com. They'll save you time and money. So next time you fly, put it in park. US Park on Middle Belt Road.
How to play soccer today. Have a kid. Buy the kid a soccer ball. Sign up for a town league. Write a check. Practice. Practice. Ignore other sports. Focus on soccer. Drop Town's Rec League. Sign up for travel team. Write a check. Travel. Give up weekend obligations. Travel. Sign up for camp. Write a check. Sign up for camp. Write a check. Sign up for elite camp. Write a big check. Kid turns 10. Sign up for elite team. If kid makes it, write a check. Sign up for a private trainer. Write another check. Write another check because you think it's good for your kid. Only to have that kid decide they want to quit playing that sport that you wrote all those checks for. Now they want to play another sport. It's a little late to start, so write a check to a private coach to catch up. Buy the kid new gear. Sign up for a new league. Write a check. Practice. Write a check. Ignore other sports. Focus on this one. Write a check.
65% of low-income kids have given up on sports. Ever wonder why? Don't retire, kid. Visit ProjectPlay.SEMI.org and find out what the cost of youth sports is costing us. Proudly supported by Project Play, Southeast Michigan, and the Ralph C. Wilson Jr. Foundation.
And now a message for the men. Hi, I'm Brent Boyer, president of ADAM, the American Divorce Association for Men. For nearly 30 years, we have been fighting for men going through divorce and custody disputes. Men just like you. ADAM has the experience and uncompromising representation you need when it comes to divorce and family law. Adam is the only call you need to make. We will do everything possible to get you the best outcome for you and your family. Call me today at 248-356-2326. That's 248-356-ADAM. Or on the web at adamdivorcelaw.com. adamdivorcelaw.com.
Sam Hames, General Sales Manager here on behalf of Crestford. Are you sick of getting different price quotes from different car dealers? If so, shop online at Crestford.com. All you have to do is pick your vehicle and configure your own price and payment. Immediately, one of our trusted sales consultants will contact you through your preferred method of communication. Next, our experts will find you the very best payment at Crest. You want to make your next vehicle purchase an easy one. When you want the best, think of Crest. With 2 great locations in Settling and Flat Rock. Visit us online at Crestford.com. That's Crestford.com.
The Mother Waddles mission has been helping the poorest of the poor for over 50 years. By donating your car, you can help Mother Waddles continue to help those in need. Mother Waddles will use your generous car donation to help a low-income family with transportation. Just think what a difference your car donation will mean to a needy family who has no car. Your car donation will truly change their life. So avoid the hassle of trying to sell your car and donate it to Mother Waddles. Plus, Mother Waddles takes any car, running or non-running. And remember, when you donate your car to Mother Waddles, you are helping Mother Waddles to feed a hungry person and provide shelter to those in need. So change a life today and call Mother Waddles at 313-WADDLES or simply donate your car online at motherwaddles.org. Mother Waddles, a name you can trust. Call 313-WADDLES. That's 313-WADDLES.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans. 30% of Americans who are planning home improvements of $5,000 or more will pay for those renovations with a high-interest credit card. That may not be a great idea. A better idea may be to take cash out of your home with a Quicken Loans 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. The rate today on our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.99%, APR 4.18%. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Rates subject to change. A 1.375% fee. Receive this discounted rate. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states and MLS number 3030.
Tomorrow, starting at 6, 97.1 The Ticket's Bogey and Wojo broadcast live from Little Caesars Arena before the Pistons take on the New York Knicks. Brought to you by Michigan Lottery's $100 Big Spin Instant Game. There's fun in every one. Get Pistons tickets now at Pistons.com.
Do you have an opinion? Of course you do. Call the D Las Vegas 97.1 Ticket Studio line at 248-539-9797. The D Las Vegas, the home of Detroit sports in Vegas.
97.1 The Ticket and Ellison Brewery have teamed up, introducing the Ticket American Lager and the Ticket Double Dry Hopped Hazy Pale Ale. Look for them on draft at a bar or restaurant near you.
Pistons lose 115-99. Nashville blows out the Red Wings, scoring 5 second-period goals to win 6-1 at the LCA last night. And Michigan State opens up the season tonight against Kentucky. I guess Michigan plays as well. They play Appalachian State. But the MSU, Kentucky, the big one, number 1 versus number 2.
Yeah, thanks ESPN, 9:30 start.
Yeah, it's probably more like 9:45, 9:50 until they actually tip it off. Sweet. All right, Heather's here with news. Good morning, Heather.
Good morning. Novi police have identified 5 people they believe are responsible for making threats against Detroit Catholic Central High School last week. So there was actually 2 different incidents, and the first one happened after a child notified their parent that somebody on social media was wearing this Guy Fawkes masks from V for Vendetta, that movie.
So this is like the really creepy white mask. Yeah. It looks like it's a porcelain mask.
Yeah, and they were making threats. And then 6 days later, on Halloween, there was another photo of Guy Fawkes circulating around the students on social media, and it's been discovered that 4 of those people are students at the high school. There's another person involved who lives at home with their parents in Ohio. And police say that the acts involved are punishable by up to 20 years in prison.
20 years in prison?
Yeah, because it's terroristic.
Yes.
So did they actually say they were going to do something?
Yes, the one that circulated it later, the second one, said that there was going to be killing during their Friday Mass.
Oh.
Of people wearing masks, showing up, and killing people.
Oh, okay. If you're going to do one of these threats, I at the very bottom, I would say, actually, we're not going to do any killing en masse. We're just trying to like stop school for a day. So
And
don't give us the 20 years.
We're just trying to get some attention.
Yeah, we're just
I'm
being,
begging, I'm crying out for help.
Right, we're just being complete dipwads.
Right.
You know, because kids can be idiots sometimes.
They sure can.
Yeah, so
Now,
maybe they won't get the 20 years.
I wonder if this threat is the threat that circulated and closed several Catholic schools. Because Detroit Catholic Central was one of those schools that was closed.
Right. And you had
Because of-
Warren De La Salle,
Yes.
and you had UD.
And there is, so
High.
maybe this had something to do with it.
Maybe, yeah.
The article didn't say it did,
I
but
don't know.
it would sound like it would for sure.
I mean, look, if I were a parent at that school, I would freak out. I would definitely keep my kid home if there was school that particular day, because why even take that chance? It's like I don't want to give kids a break because they're obviously 16, 17, 18 years old, and so at some point they have to take responsibility for their own actions. But at the same time, they don't understand sometimes the ramifications of exactly what they're doing. They really don't, which is why they get into such stupid trouble sometimes.
Yeah, I guess.
No, you can disagree. That's fine.
I do agree with you, but at the same time, I also disagree.
Yeah, I
because
understand.
I feel like at that age,
You should know.
you should know that what you're doing is wrong. You may not understand 20 years in prison that you're making a terroristic threat.
You have to know right from wrong at that when you're in high school.
Yes. And that's, you got to know that making a threat on social media after all of this stuff that's went on in the past is wrong. You got to know that.
I agree. No, you're 100% right. I'm not trying to make excuses for them. I just know that when I was in, maybe not so much high school, even college, I did some dumb things.
Oh, gosh. We all did dumb things, but did you ever threaten to go
No,
to your
God,
school
no.
and shoot up Friday Mass?
No.
No, I know
No.
somebody that like pulled a fire alarm, something
yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
Truck because they had a final the next day. They try, those type of things.
Yeah.
Right. Never anything like that.
No, you're right.
All right, so a Secretary of State branch in Detroit had to shut down yesterday morning after a man threatened to, quote, blow the place up.
Was it a teenager? Because I totally excuse him for that.
He didn't understand the ramifications and what would come from this. Now, this guy was trying to make a transfer of title, and this was in Trenton. And apparently, he didn't have all the right paperwork and documents, and they told him, hey, we can't do this for you. You don't have everything you need. And he got so upset when they told him that he threatened to blow the place up. So they had to obviously get him out of there, and they shut down for a period of time.
So was the Secretary of State office in Trenton or in Detroit?
It was in Trenton, but I did say Detroit earlier.
branch. Oh.
Metro Detroit area, I guess.
Southeastern Michigan?
Yes, yeah.
Well, listen, has anybody ever heard of ExpressSOS.com or doing all your stuff online? It's
Can
amazing.
you do stuff like this online?
I'm sure you can't do it online, but you can go online and find out exactly what you need. You can
That's
make your
very true.
appointment online. You can get in line online.
Yes.
There's virtual online. Going to the Secretary of State's office is not nearly as horrific as it was 10 years
no,
ago.
not at all.
It used to be you go there, you take a number, and you read a book.
Yes,
And
yeah.
yeah, you wait an hour and a half.
You wait and you wait and you
Yeah.
wait.
So,
I can't remember the last time I've had to wait at a Secretary of State. When you go and get your new license plate tabs, now they just have that little kiosk right there, and it's like an ATM.
I just do it online.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't. I just go to the kiosk.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I try. Most of the times I can do it online. Sometimes for the kids or something.
Yeah, yes.
They send it to you in the mail?
Yes.
Oh, who's got time for that? I would do it for like the...
Who's got time for that? What, go to your mailbox?
You're right. It's such a pain.
I always wait to the very last minute. I'm like, I have to have this. I better just go to the kiosk. It's like a little ATM, and boop, there's your tab
I mean, I always say to myself, oh, bother. And I go online. I'm online for approximately 90 seconds.
I know.
And then I have to walk to my mailbox.
I know. It's unbelievable.
It takes me like 2
Type in your
minutes.
credit card number.
And
Oh
then
my
to take the little
gosh.
sticker off the backing.
Oh.
Well, you got to make sure it's a little clean
Just
too.
imagine if you lived in one of those houses, Jamie, where actually the mail was actually delivered to your home, not the mailbox across the street.
No, it's crazy. I know.
Who's got time for
Who's
that?
got time for that?
You
Good
guys,
kids.
2 murderers are on the loose in California after escaping from jail early Sunday morning.
What part?
This was the Monterey County Jail in Salinas.
Salinas, yeah.
Apparently, these 2 guys somehow turned up missing during a routine head count.
Really?
Yes, and now there's a $5,000 reward for anyone with information leading to their whereabouts and arrest.
And if you find them, you can go online and let people know, or you can go to your kiosk and
Who has time for that?
Who's got time for that? Shia LaBeouf says that his arrest for public drunkenness back in 2017 actually saved his life. He's very thankful that he was arrested when he was arrested, and actually during a recent acceptance speech for his new movie, Honey Boy, he actually thanked the cop who arrested him.
I want to thank the police officer who arrested me in Georgia for changing my life. I want to thank my therapist and my sponsor for saving my life. I want to thank my team for being a part of my life. And my parents for giving me life. And everybody who put this on, thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it. Have a good night.
Wow, Shia.
Yeah.
Is he-
At first, people were laughing because I don't think they thought he was serious by thanking the cop, but he was. He was being very serious.
I don't know. Is he considered back to being a legitimate movie star again, or is he still like the punchline? Because I remember a few years ago there was some. You remember this, Paul? There was some viral video where Shia LaBeouf went to a movie theater and watched all of his movies one after the other, and it was like really weird. I mean, he became like this. Oh, yeah, he was once a movie star, but now he's kind of a joke. But is he back to being a movie star again?
Well, I think he's
What's he
making his
done
way
recently?
there.
Honey Boy
This Honey Boy, I believe he wrote while he was
in jail.
And it's supposed to be just a very amazing script. I don't know what it's about, but I heard people saying it was very, very good.
Yeah, no, I've seen trailers and reviews for it, and it's supposed to be very good.
Yes, so maybe he is making a comeback.
It's got 97% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, who has time?
Who's got time for that?
Yeah.
All right, finally, some people are taking their desire or their love for Popeye's chicken sandwiches a little too seriously. Someone waiting in line at a Popeye's in Maryland actually stabbed another man to death
That's right.
over a chicken sandwich. Apparently now they have separate lines for people who are waiting for the chicken sandwich. So people who aren't there for the chicken sandwich can get their meal a little quicker.
That's genius.
It really is. It makes a lot of sense. And this guy was in line waiting for his sandwich when somebody, I guess, cut in front of him. And he was not having that. So they began to argue. Things went out to the parking lot. And that's when he stabbed this guy. And the guy died over a chicken sandwich.
Was it a teenager? Because if it was, then I'd give him the benefit of the doubt.
He didn't understand the ramifications of what it would mean to stab somebody.
That never happened at a Chick-fil-A.
They're just kids. Well, you know, and then did you see this thing with Deshaun Watson? Oh, as well?
Yes, and he believes that the chicken sandwich has healing powers.
Yeah, he had an eye injury, and he said he healed in time to play in the game on Sunday because of the powers of the chicken sandwich, which is weird because the chicken sandwich wasn't even released until Sunday, and he was in London.
I know.
So I'm guessing he didn't get any of the Popeye's chicken sandwiches.
I'm guessing he didn't, unless he had them like frozen somewhere.
I feel like as a show, one of these mornings after we get off the air at like 10, we just need to take a pilgrimage over and say,
Yeah.
line be damned, we're going to wait and get one of these damn things. Or have somebody do it for us
Yes.
and bring it to us. Because that's what Lori did for the midday show.
Maybe she'd do it for us.
Maybe she would. All right, it's 6:31. Heather, thank you. Coming up next, college basketball starts tonight. Or does it? We'll talk about that next on 97.1 The Ticket.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. Mortgage interest rates right now are at an 11-month low. Call 248-308-5000 or chat with us online at davidhallmortgage.com. Lower payments, better options, more personal attention.
DTE wants to help your business build Michigan's future. Whether your business is large, small, or in between, a DTE expert will help you find ways to improve energy efficiency and add incentives through our many programs. Programs that can help you save money. Money you can use to create jobs and invest in the future. You see, DTE wants you to be successful because when your business thrives, Michigan does too. DTE. At DTE, our business is making sure you have reliable, affordable natural gas to keep your business running. So we constantly upgrade and monitor our system 24/7, 365. We also buy natural gas in the summer when prices are low and store it for winter. Because at DTE, part of our business is to keep your business costs affordable all year long.
interested in brands and telling stories. The goal is I want to start my own advertising agency. Because of my HFC education, I am more focused now. You know, I'm ready for the world. So it's been fun. And when I really like what I'm doing, it makes it easier for me to focus and really show my true potential. I'm inspired to do something big. I am future-driven.
Follow a future-driven career path or blaze your own. It all starts at Henry Ford College. Visit hfcc.edu to get started.
What's a Zoom room? It's what your conference room is meant to be. With flawless video and audio conferencing, instant wireless content sharing from any device, and just one tap of a button to start a meeting. Any space can easily become a modern, simple-to-use Zoom room. From huddle rooms to executive offices to huge training rooms. And whether you have a few rooms or a few thousand, Zoom Rooms is effortlessly scalable. Sign up online for a free 30-day trial of Zoom Rooms and meet happy with Zoom.
Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts for our See Better, Drive Safer sale going on right now. Get great deals on everything from wiper blades to headlight bulbs. Plus, save on your next oil change with 5 quarts of O'Reilly Full Synthetic Motor Oil and MicroGuard Filter, just $25.99. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. It's open enrollment, Fred. Time to compare plans.
Oh, Alice, we're fine with what we have.
Well, that's what the Johnsons thought until they tried Medicare's new Plan Finder.
The Johnsons, huh? We saved on our prescription costs.
And got extra benefits. Come on, Fred. Maybe we'll find something better.
Plans change every year. Use the new Plan Finder at Medicare.gov to compare health and drug plans. Open enrollment ends December 7th.
What do you know? Comparing plans really pays.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Staples is more than a place you go to make copies.
It's where a conversation with an associate sparked the idea for my business card to double as a coupon. And it's where I go to reach potential customers with custom postcards.
Staples can help make your big ideas bigger ideas. And right now, when you make a select print and marketing services purchase, you receive 20% off your next order. Staples, for your business printing and beyond. In-store only, ends 11/9/19. Exclusions apply. See staples.com/print20 for details.
This hour of instant feedback brought to you by Mike Capura of National Benefit Plan. For affordable health insurance, log on to nbthealth.com.
At home, in your car, or at work. Detroit's sports station.
Addison Bowie scoops it up in behind the Detroit goal, passes the puck up the right side for Hirose. He's covered. Now a redirection goal and a score. Yarncroc. The shot was taken from the left point. It deflected off the stick of Yarncroc in behind Jimmy Howard. Another goal, and it's 4-1 Nashville.
Wish the Wings had a player like Yarncroc.
Dave Legwan was crazy.
By the way, quick pet peeve of mine, and maybe you know what I'm talking about here. Every morning, my routine is I come in early in the morning. You know, I get in around 2:30, 2:45.
Yeah.
And I go on the ESPN.com app, and I just write down scores on my little cheat sheet, so that way as we go along, I prop in, whatever. And so they have all the scores up here on my little homepage, because I have my own little ESPN. Don't you have your own little, who's your personalized with your favorite teams on there?
Yeah.
And so they have like the Red Wings score. Or no, pardon me, I take that back. The Pistons lose, 115-99. They got tonight, Michigan takes on App State. They got Kentucky. And the NHL, for some reason, they always flip ahead before they even, the Red Wings score is not up there.
They have the game against the Rangers tomorrow up there already?
Yeah. At 5:30 in the morning. Who has already consumed all of their content from the previous night that they're already looking ahead? Does that make sense?
No.
Doesn't make any sense. All right, so tonight, Michigan State will take on Kentucky. Number 1 versus number 2.
By the way, do you know this is the first time in the history of collegiate sports that the number 1 playing number 2 in both football and basketball in the same week?
I did not know that.
Alabama plays LSU on Saturday.
Wow, very exciting. And what's cool about that is that the Alabama-LSU game has a ton of meaning and a ton of interest, and the ratings will be through the roof. And nobody in America gives two you-know-whats about the game tonight.
Pretty much. I mean,
I might exaggerate.
Yes. I believe college basketball should start. I always go back to when I was a kid, which is a lot earlier than when
basketball still a ways away. Let's start looking at college basketball.
There's choice D too. There are those people who believe it starts till the first Thursday after the selections.
Absolutely. Or even maybe Champ Week, where it's like
yes.
you have all the conference tournaments, and so maybe they do a teeny tiny bit of research before they actually fill out the bracket. So they watch the conference tournaments to kind of reinvest themselves in the sport. And then, yes, it starts on that first Thursday. Not Tuesday and Wednesday with the first 4 games, the play-in games. It starts on Thursday. 248-539-9797. Ticket text 97136. When for you does college basketball start? Now, unfortunately, the game tonight starts at 9:30. So,
yes,
for people like me and you, that's a little bit late. Is this a garage game for you? No, you won't watch the entire thing.
It's an in-bed game. It's a game. It's where I'm going to be hit. You're snoring. You're falling asleep.
Turn it off.
TV off.
Yeah.
Because I'll hopefully watch the first half,
but there's no guarantees.
No guarantee.
Because they say the tip time is 9:30, but we all know how that works.
Duke and Kansas are going to overtime, so
Duke and Kansas will go to about 9:15, then they'll do the intermission. And
I like the whole premise of this event.
I do too.
I mean, you have the same 4 teams every year. You get to see them early. I mean, I kind of wish they would do it in football. They had like a double header, or like, let's say Alabama.
Same stadium?
That would be, or like 2 days apart.
Yeah.
Or even a double header where you have, pick your teams. Alabama, Oklahoma, unfortunately, Ohio State, and Clemson. So you have one from each, really good conference. Yeah.
Stoney, you're going to see that in Wake to Sound.
Yeah.
It's not the same stadium.
Right, I understand. But you can say the same thing about what we're going to see here today. You might be seeing in April.
You might see LSU play Alabama again.
Yeah.
Even though they're playing on Saturday. I mean, I got no problem with 2 great teams playing a second time. So I wouldn't be necessarily opposed to that. I mean, I'm with you. I watched tonight. I was kind of raised in the right around Thanksgiving.
Right.
I think of there used to be the preseason NIT. And then the preseason NIT would have their championship game usually the day after Thanksgiving. They'd have a little semifinal on the Wednesday before, and then the championship game. You had the Great Alaska Shootout, where Glenn Rice nailed Sarah Palin. Right? Allegedly. And then, you had all these holiday tournaments around Christmas time where you'd get 4 random teams, the Cable Car Classic.
Yeah.
The Orange Bowl Classic.
There used to be one in Philly when I was a kid. It was called the Quaker City Classic or whatever.
And so that's kind of when I like Michigan State. I root for Michigan State. I'll be watching the game tonight with interest and a complete lack of passion. In the sense of,
what's the one thing you want to see
from Michigan State?
Or from the game?
I'd like to see Josh Langford, but I don't think he's going to play.
He's not.
Rocket Watts.
That's what I want to see. I want to see Rocket Watts playing. You will hopefully Marble. Yeah, Rocket Watts will start.
Yeah, you'll definitely see him play.
Yeah, I want to see Marble too.
I want to see Steven Izzo, the human victory.
Well, that's right. He's in there. They're either winning big or losing big.
Joel in West Bloomfield. You're on 97.1 The Ticket. Hello, Joel.
Hey, good morning, guys. Love the show. It definitely starts today. Heading to Ann Arbor tonight for Juwan Howard's first game in Michigan. And I'm over being heard that Beeline left us, and I'm just really looking forward to what Juwan can do with the program. Still got some talent there. And, I agree with you. The hype still goes to March and April. But boy, oh boy, I mean, what a great story with Juwan Howard. The whole thing, recruiting with the Fat Five. And I think he's going to start a great new era of Michigan basketball.
And it's, you're not scared by Appalachian State, huh?
I was there. I actually made a bet with a friend of mine, and I said that if Michigan lost to Appalachian State, I would go to his daughter's bat mitzvah naked. And he did not make me follow up on it. So,
thank God.
Yeah, I was going to say, who wins in that? That's a terrible bet.
Really, the bat mitzvah girl would be scarred for life.
So would everybody who attended the bat mitzvah. You'd ruin everything. Wow. It'd be something where the other person benefits, not is hurt by that. Okay. But, that's great that he's excited about Juwan and everything. I kind of think if Michigan were to somehow lose tonight, I don't know anything about the App State team.
I don't think Juwan does either.
This is just one you can't lose simply because of the jokes.
Okay, fine.
Right.
The show's set tomorrow.
Okay, but I'm saying Michigan fan doesn't really, it's like, if they win, great. If they lose, weird. But no
It
big
wouldn't
deal.
matter because the goals are still out there in college basketball. Remember remember the game they lost to New Jersey Institute
Yeah,
of Technology?
JIT.
And I think Michigan went on to have a pretty good year there. Or acceptable, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the year they had it.
Eli had some bad non-conference games along the way. I mean, definitely. He had some kind of rough years, but then, yeah. Ticket text 97136. If Michigan was number one, you jokers would be all about this game tonight.
No, we wouldn't.
Shut up.
Please, both of us will actually root for Michigan State more than that.
Is a bigger Michigan State fan in basketball than any other sport, and he wants to stay up till the end tonight. He's that jacked up for it. I think it's great that they're playing Kentucky. I love that they play Kentucky. And if they beat Kentucky, it's a pretty huge win for a resume purpose, just as it is for Kentucky to beat Michigan State. I'm just saying, on November 5th, it doesn't have a lot of meaning to me.
Right.
That's all it is.
Right.
You know, if the Tigers play the Astros in April, there's still a long way to go.
I know.
All right, 6:45. Coming up next,
Text the loser.
we'll find out who will win the game tonight. We'll talk to Tim Donaghy, the former NBA official, who will join us here. He's not listening, is he? 97.1 The Ticket.
Here to tell you about the Michigan Education Savings Program, MESP, which is the state-sponsored 529 college savings plan that allows you to save for your child's future. Hard to believe it's already October, and now that the holidays are around the corner, it's time to start thinking about gifts. How about Michigan Education Savings Account? MESP can be used at any qualified institution, not just in the state of Michigan, but any college across the United States. It can be used towards tuition, rooms, books, and more. All you need is $25 to open an account. So now when you're thinking about gifts to give to your children, nieces, or nephews for the holidays, visit misaves.com. MESP truly is the gift that keeps on giving. It's the best gift you can give your children, a college education. My wife and I opened up accounts for our daughters when they were little. Now we can enjoy retirement and our girls are debt-free. To open an account for your child, niece, nephew, or friend, call them today at 877-861-MESP, 877-861-MESP, or visit misaves.com. That's misaves.com. The Michigan Education Savings Program, MESP.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
This report brought to you by Bigby Coffee. 75 northbound closed this morning at Big Beaver due to a rollover accident within that work zone. On the southbound side, only the right lane is getting by at Big Beaver as crews are trying to clear this northbound accident. Northbound drivers will have to exit at 14 Mile Road to get around it. In the meantime, you may want to use Woodward as a possible alternate. Also, another accident is working to clear 94 westbound at Caddo. It's the biggest season for drinks. Head into a locally owned and operated Bigby Coffee location near you and try Bigby's signature holiday drinks like the peppermint stick mocha or the winter wonderland. Go for a twist with the sweet potato pie latte. Stop into your nearest Bigby coffee shop today. I'm Michelle Pena, the WWJ 24-hour traffic center.
The Detroit Red Wings play the New York Rangers. Pre-game tomorrow night at 7:40 on 97.1 The Ticket.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sportsman. It's sponsored by the Spark Cash Card, Capital One's business credit card. What's in your wallet? Since neither team dressed up in all black last night, Nike must have sent that black cat onto MetLife Stadium field late in the second quarter, with the Giants leading the Cowboys 9-3. The frolicking, though some may say frightened felines, stole the show for more than 2 minutes as it made its way, more effectively than either offense at the time, toward the end zone before disappearing into a tunnel. On Westwood One Radio, Kevin Harlan brilliantly deadpanned the play-by-play, which was more riveting than the sluggish, sloppy 37-18 Dallas victory. And while the unidentified stray had more of an impact than the Giants' newly acquired Leonard Big Cat Williams, it clearly didn't have the same effect on the Cowboys that the famous 1969 Shea Stadium black cat had on the visiting Cubs. A long year continues for the Giants as the Cowboys look to position themselves for the playoffs. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Hi, my name's Christina Stumble, and I own Farm Girl Flowers in San Francisco. With my Spark Cash Card from Capital One, I earn unlimited 2% cash back on all my business purchases. Last year, I redeemed $115,000 in cash back. Yeah, $115,000. And that doubled our digital marketing budget for the summer. Thanks to my Spark Card, we had our best summer yet. Imagine what the Spark Card from Capital One could do for your business. What's in your wallet?
Real Capital One customers pay for real stories. Credit approval required.
Ordering online? Just click, and your purchase appears at your doorstep. But the vehicles that move your order, trucks, jets, and ships, create a lot of greenhouse gas emissions. That's why ExxonMobil and Synthetic Genomics are developing algae biofuels that can reduce emissions from all those trucks, jets, and ships. Factor-where deliveries are just as convenient and greener. Learn more at energyfactor.com.
Mark Steenland of Steenland Insurance Agency selected Applied Imaging for reliability.
Our paperwork and getting our documents to our clients is essential, and Applied Imaging has always been able to make sure that we are able to get that done in a timely and organized manner.
And Applied Imaging brought additional benefits.
We got new equipment and save money with Applied Imaging. And we can do as much business with other family businesses that are located in our great state of Michigan.
Applied Imaging, for almost 33 years, considered one of the USA's most innovative and customer-friendly office technology providers. Sounds like you would recommend Applied Imaging?
I would absolutely recommend them to a friend or a business associate. I would tell them that they're friendly, smart, they know what they're doing, and you can count on them to have your back.
If your office technology provider doesn't have your back, call Applied Imaging today. 800-521-0983 or visit appliedimaging.com. Applied Imaging, reliable Ricoh printers and versatile Ricoh multifunction products. Applied Imaging, fast, friendly, amazing.
Everywhere I go, people ask me, is now the right time to sell our home? Hi, it's Mark C. with eXp. And in this fast-changing real estate market, it's critical you choose the right agent with the right marketing plan. Call me, Mark C., and I'll get your home sold, guaranteed. I'm not bragging. I'm applying for the job. Call me, Mark C., today at 844-SOLD-BY-Z and start packing.
The Lions VIP tailgate by BullseyeEventGroup.com. Get the Cowboys game and the Thanksgiving Day game started right. Open bar for 3 hours before kickoff. Menu by Food Network chef Aaron May. All you can drink and eat for 3 hours. It's the Lions VIP tailgate. Get tickets now at BullseyeEventGroup.com.
Jamie and Stoney are giving away a pair of Red Wings tickets for every home game. Listen each week to Jamie and Stoney for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see your Detroit Red Wings. For tickets to all Detroit Red Wings home games, go to DetroitRedWings.com. The Detroit Pistons host the New York Knicks. Pre-game tomorrow night at 6:35 on News Radio 950 WWJ.
Jamie and Stoney on 97 won the ticket, and we are joined by Tim Donaghy, who was the official at the center of the NBA gambling scandal, which took place in the 2000s. And there is a movie out about that exact story called Inside Game. And Tim joins us here on 97 won the ticket. Hey, Tim, how are you?
I'm doing good, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Now, Tim, before I get into the movie, I have to ask you this. As somebody who graduated from Marple Newtown in 1976, I'm a lot older than you. Why did so many referees go to Cardinal O'Hara, which was the Catholic high school in my neighborhood, where if I was Catholic, I would have gone? I mean, the list is incredible. All you guys in the NBA went to O'Hara.
Yeah, it really is. It's something that I guess we're just take care of each other, and we see so many people successful doing it, and we just pass the craft down to anyone who wants to go after it. So it starts with Joe Crawford, and he was somebody who would train and help guys that wanted to move up the ladder. So we're just very fortunate.
Mike Callahan, Ed Malloy, you, and Rush too, right?
I'm not sure if Ed Rush went to Cardinal O'Hara, but he was from the area. Jabby, Tom Washington, Ed Middleton, Jake O'Donnell. There was a lot of guys from the Philadelphia area that made it.
So, Tim, kind of bring us up to date here with the movie, with your involvement with the movie. Are you looking to clear the record? Are you looking to explain yourself? Are you looking to get your story out? Where are you with everything that happened, 15 years ago or so?
It was about 10 years ago, and it's just basically a movie about what we did and how we did it. And I keep hoping that the story goes away, but every time I think it's past, I get somebody knocking on my door either to do an article for Sports Illustrated, ESPN, do a documentary movie or a Hollywood movie. And at first I really didn't want to get involved in it, but after I saw it, I felt like it was a great message about how important choices are, and when you make those wrong choices, terrible things can happen to you, and that's really portrayed well in the movie.
How tough is it, or how strange is it to see your basic life story, or a big part of your life being on the big screen?
It's extremely tough. It was embarrassing when I got into trouble, and it's just as embarrassing now to watch it. So it's something that at some point in my life I'm hoping it's behind me. But when you talk about the NBA, gambling, the mob, drugs, women, it's the story that everybody can't get enough of. So unfortunately, it keeps playing out over and over, and at some point, it will be behind me.
We're talking to Tim Donaghy here on 97.1 The Ticket. Do you feel the movie gets it right?
For the most part, it does get it right. It's three guys that know each other from high school get together and really do some stupid things and make some poor choices and get involved in things they shouldn't be near and pay a very hard price for it. And I think the movie portrays that very well.
Was it easy to do? I mean, going through it, like when your friend first approached you, did you say, no, there's no way I'll be able to get away with it? How did you get coerced into doing it?
I think it was just a matter of escalation from gambling on the golf course to playing in big money card matches, getting in limo, going to Atlantic City, to betting on sporting events, then betting on the NBA and NBA games that I officiated. And with that, when I stopped, these people that were associated with organized crime wanted to continue to get the pick. So, they came down to a hotel in Philadelphia where I was staying to referee the Sixers Celtics game and basically put the squeeze on me and told me that, if I didn't continue to give them the picks, they were going to expose the fact that I had been gambling for years to the NBA, or worse yet, have somebody visit my wife or kids in Florida.
What was the easiest way for you to influence a game?
The bottom line was there was meetings every day before a game, and I knew what team was going to be put at an advantage or a disadvantage based on those meetings, and also based on relationships that existed between referees and players, referees and coaches, and referees and owners, both positive and negative. Knowing that, the line at times was 5, 6, or even 7 points off, and I was telling people to bet those games.
So it wasn't that you were in a game calling a bunch of fouls against a certain player. It was you knew the history between certain teams and certain officials. You knew the game. You knew the flow of the game and the way the game would be officiated, and you told people those things.
Right, and there was one time in Denver where Steve Jaffe had been threatened the game before between Allen Iverson and himself, and he threatened to kill him, and the league fined him $25,000, and we felt as a staff he should have been suspended. I had that next game with Bernie Fryer and Gary Zielinski, and we decided that in the first half we were going to go out and call timing violations on him all night because we knew he did it, and we knew that it was within the rules, but nobody ever enforced it. So we went out in the first half and called timing violations on him, and I knew that was going to affect the game, and I knew that was going to affect him, and I forget who they played, but we went against Denver, and we won the bet. So it was just little things that took place in these meetings that I knew were going to affect the game, and that's just something I passed on.
I think I read somewhere where you pretty much stated that, I think it was the Lakers-Sacramento series or one of those with Portland, that you definitely think was thrown because the officiating in that one game was so horrible. Is that correct on my part?
Oh, absolutely. Dick Cavetta officiated that game, and he said many times that he was the NBA's go-to guy. He was put on Game 6s to force Game 7s. He would do whatever it needed to be done in order to make that happen. So that was no secret amongst the officials of what Cavetta did and how he did it, and his part in trying to extend playoff series.
I'm just curious, your relationship with working Piston games, players, whether it be Rasheed, Chauncey, Larry Brown, Flip, any good stories from those days?
I tell you what, those guys were tough, but I can tell you, every time I walked out onto the floor to ref a Pistons game, the first thing I did, and this is a true story, I looked for Larry Brown's son, because I knew if his son was the ball boy that night, he wasn't going to be screaming, yelling, cursing at the referees. He was a different person. So that was the first thing I looked for. And of course, everybody knows Rasheed and I had many problems, and he wanted to fistfight me out in the loading docks in Portland after a game I had with him. So those guys were tough, and they just demanded a lot from the officials, and a lot of guys cowered down to them, and it worked. And some people didn't.
We're talking to Tim Donaghy. Obviously, we do sports radio, Tim, and so we're pretty bad too. I mean, we're the bad guys of sports. But we always talk about the NBA and the conspiracy theories, and it's not just the officiating. It goes back to the draft lottery, the frozen envelope, the ping pong balls. Does the NBA have a problem more than any other sport? Because I'm not even saying these theories are true, but the fans believe they're true, and some of the players and coaches do. Is there something that can be done to change that, or is that just the nature of the sport?
I think the problem is it goes back to David Stern. He was there so many years, and he was so arrogant, and some of the things he said led people to go down that road and believe that, and I support that, wholeheartedly. I mean, when a guy goes on national TV and a reporter asks him, what's your ideal matchup in the NBA Finals, and he says the Lakers versus the Lakers, right there, that tells you that, something's not right.
Joined by Tim Donaghy here, the movie Inside Game. Do you like the guy who's playing you?
I thought maybe Bradley Cooper probably would be better, with my good looks. But, Eric Mabius does do a good job. Will Sasso plays Batista, and I'll tell you, I've never seen an actor nail a part like he did, and I think that he's definitely going to be up for some type of award when the movie does well.
We always discuss gambling here on our forum here, Sports Talk Radio. We make picks for football games on Fridays and things like that. And I've always said that this is even before your stuff came out. It's possible, highly unlikely, that every major game is fixed, manipulated, or whatever, and they're so good at it, the general public or even people in the media would never know. Could you see that, or do you think it's too difficult to do on a wide-scale basis?
The bottom line for the NBA, and I can only speak of the NBA, is they definitely want playoff series to go more than 4 or 5 games, and they do that by sitting officials down in a hotel room and showing them tapes of the previous games in that series and showing them what to call and what not to call, and it puts a team that's up in the series at a disadvantage consistently, and you start calling things against them that weren't called in the previous games, and that's how they extend the series. So it's all about the bottom line, and I'm sure when you look at the NFL and Major League Baseball, they're trying to make as much money as possible, and they do the same things.
Tim, you mentioned earlier wife and kids. You obviously spent time in prison. Have you been able to, is your family still together? Have you been able to kind of start your life back up again? What are you up to now?
Now, one of the positives of the whole situation was I got divorced, so that was one of the good things.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And, my kids live with me today, so I'm fortunate that they're in my life and things have turned around and that they're all doing well. So, and with this movie and the messages in the movie, some good is starting to come from it. So, I'm getting excited about the premiere.
All right, great. Hey, Tim, we really appreciate the time. Good luck with the movie and good luck with everything else. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you.
All right, there he is, Tim Donaghy, joining us here. Jamie and Stoney, 97 won the ticket.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. A radio.com sports station. Sports headlines. All day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by Mother Waddles. The college basketball regular season begins on a high note tonight as number 1 Michigan State takes on second-ranked Kentucky at the Champions Classic at Madison Square Garden in New York City. That game tips off at 9:30. Should also be a memorable night at Chrysler Center this evening as Michigan takes on Appalachian State in the first game as the Wolverines head coach for Juwan Howard.
It's always good to be at home playing against a team where you feel like not only the students are there, but all the fans filling the house, give them the support that you've been looking for all year long. So our players are working extremely hard in practice. Looking forward to tomorrow's matchup.
Tip-off is at 7. You can hear the game over on AM 950. Bradley Beal scored 22 points and dished out 4 assists.
Oakland U? Don't they play tonight as well?
Yes. Oakland University takes on Goshen College. That game at the Arena. It tips off at 7.
Go Grizzlies. Go Goshen.
Does Northwestern play today?
No, we don't play till Friday.
There you go. Bradley Beal scored 22 points and dished off 4 assists. Even I knew that. To lead the Washington Wizards to a 115-99 victory over the Pistons last night in Washington. The Red Wings dropped their 3rd in a row as they get hunted down by the Nashville Predators 6-1 last night at Little Caesars Arena. Rough night for goaltender Jimmy Howard. He was pulled in the second period after giving up 4 of the 5 goals that Nashville would score in that period. Former Tigers second baseman Lou Whitaker, one of 10 former players that are on the Veterans Committee ballot for possible election to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Among those joining Whitaker on this year's ballot, Steve Garvey, Don Mattingly, Thurman Munson, and Tommy John. The Dallas Cowboys improved to 5-3 on the year as they defeat the New York Giants 37-18 last night.